Hey folks, this is Kalani. One of the most important new features in patch 10.0.7 is the Zskera Vault. We're delving into the secrets of Neltharion, so we're sure to find plenty of lore tidbits, some special currencies, and perhaps what most players are after right now, primordial stones. Whether you're looking for the stone you actually want to use, or just another stone to grind into fragments to upgrade your good stones, more stones is always nice. But there's one problem with the Zskera Vaults: all of the doors are locked, so we're going to need as many Zskera Vault keys as we can get our hands on. Thankfully, there are a few tips and tricks you can use to get a lot of keys very quickly, and if you play your cards right, you can get 30 or more keys in an hour or less, so there are some options here to gather up a whole bunch of keys with very little effort involved. So let's take a look at how you can farm Zskera Vault keys and what the best sources are right now. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. So, Zskera Vault keys aren't too hard to collect really. There are quite a few sources in the new Forbidden Reach zone that you are probably already taking part in. The first source is from rare monsters. These aren't a 100% guaranteed drop anymore like they were in some parts of the PTR testing cycle, but they do still seem to be a decently high drop rate. I've gotten keys from rare kills more often than I haven't, but your mileage may vary. Hunting rares is super simple, just keep an eye out on your world map for the rare spawn icons. There's almost always at least one rarer up, or that's how it feels anyway. They definitely seem to have a very quick respawn timer, so you should be able to farm rares for as long as you want, more or less. You can also get vault keys from the various kinds of treasures that you can run into, including things like the storm event chests, the locked chests, and you might even be able to get them from the smaller kinds of treasures that aren't marked on your world map, so keep your eyes peeled for any treasures you might come across. Honestly, as long as you have a bit of time to play and you spend it in the Forbidden Reach, getting vault keys is actually super easy. You should be able to open up every vault door each week if you really want to and you put the time in. Now that's all fine and dandy, knock out some rares and events when they come up and collect any treasures you come across, easy enough. But there is another way you can very quickly obtain Zskera Vault keys, but it's not exactly, I'm not sure what to call it. It's not a totally unintended gameplay option because the dev team has explicitly allowed this interaction, but it's kind of an unfortunate side effect of what should be a great accessibility option. Zskera Vault keys are bind on account. This means you can send them to your other characters. The main case use of the bind on account feature has almost always been to facilitate catching up on ults. You can send excess or spare materials or items, or in this case vault keys, to your ults to do two important things. First, it maintains value for the bind on account item after your main character is done with that specific item. So after you open up all of the vaults on your main, you can then use excess keys to open up vaults on your ult. So it means your keys are never worthless, the value is maintained, and then the second part is just speeding up the pace at which your ult can clear through content that your main has already done. That definitely seems to be a key focal point for Dragonflight, making ults more fun to play, more accessible, and it just takes less time to get an ult caught up to where your main already is. So the keys being bind on account is fantastic, that's a really good addition, but it does allow you to do something a bit odd. You can send Zskera Vault keys from your ult to your main. This usually wouldn't be too big of a deal, seeing as you have to play those ults in the same kind of content that your main would have to do to get these keys. So is it really that impactful? Well, yes, there are two main factors to consider here. To start with, one of the important items you might want to take advantage of in the Forbidden Reach is the untapped Forbidden Knowledge item. These are the items that you need to collect if you want to upgrade any of the 385 Storm or Token gear up to item level 395, and it also gives you that new green tint of the Transmog sets. These upgrade items are bind on pickup, and it's actually the only part of the entire gearing catch-up system in 10.07 that is bind on pickup. So if you really want to take advantage of the 395 gear upgrades, you should be killing rares and doing events on the character you need the gear on, and then you can send any keys you get to your main character or just whichever character you want to open up vaults on. So that's an interesting little min-max option that we usually wouldn't see for your alt characters. But there's something even more lucrative here if you have a lot of ults, or really just if you have any ults at max level. Each character that you take through the 10.0.7 introduction questline and unlock the Zskera Vault system on will be given a quest outside of the Zskera Vaults that immediately rewards you with 6 Zskera Vault keys. You don't have to do anything else whatsoever, you just get 6 keys for free, and obviously these keys are supposed to give you a bit of a kickstart, give you enough keys to get those quests done for the Onyx Amulet, get some of your primordial stones and just start the whole process off, right? But you can send those keys to whatever character you want, so basically you can get 6 Zskera Vault keys per max level ult you have, or however many you can stomach to get through the intro one after another anyway, and send all of those keys to one character. The intro sequence can be done in as little as 10 to 15 minutes if you are zooming, but how many times you can do it is ultimately up to you, how many ults you have, whether or not you want to steal your ult's keys, as well as your attention span. After doing this with most of my ults at max level, I was able to transfer over quite a few keys to my hunter, so now I have enough to open every door in the vault this week, and I haven't really done that much rare farming. I maybe killed like 4 or 5 rares, and I got the rest of the keys from my ults. The vault's doors will reset every week, so you'll have more to open next week if you get them all opened this week, but I think the 6 key quest outside of the vault is also a weekly quest, or at least it was in certain parts of the PTR testing cycle, so if that holds true, and you can get 6 keys with every vault reset per max level character you have, well, this whole thing just became a lot easier now, didn't it? If this does end up being a weekly quest, you also wouldn't have the upfront time investment of trekking all of your characters through the intro quest lines. You only have to do that once, so past that point you can turn max level ults into key generation machines and just work on one character's vaults and primordial stones at a time. When you've gotten everything you want on your main character, including upgraded everything to the max item level, you can just start working on each ult in turn, and you probably won't even have to go farming any rares or treasures. Now, we won't know if that quest is still in fact a weekly quest until the next weekly reset rolls around, so keep an eye out for that. But that's all of the ways you can farm Zskera Vault keys right now, and how you can use your ults to massively increase your access to easy vault keys on at least one character at a time. How do you feel about ults being able to supercharge your main's progression? Is this something that WoW should include more opportunities for, or is it just a really bad slippery slope? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you'd like to add your name to the end of every video with a special shout out at the start of the next video, you can find links in the description over to Patreon or click the join button just below this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.